From Anshe Sfard Beth El Emeth Congregation, it's time to take 10 minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of get rid of them. What do I mean by get rid of them? So at this time of year, we know that one of the major themes is Melech. We have to say HaMelech HaKadosh. If we didn't say HaMelech HaKadosh, we didn't say that God is King, the Holy King, we have to repeat the prayers. We say Melech Ohev Tzedakah Mishpat. We add the word Melech to another blessing. And we say Avinu Malkeinu, we talk to God as both our King and our Father. So the word Melech, the reason it's particularly important is because a special secret, as Rabbi Asher Weiss explains, relating to Bilam. We know that as we're trying to crown God as King, and we're trying to find favor in God's eyes, to be forgiven on Yom Kippur eventually, there are others who seek the destruction of the Jewish people. One of them was Bilam. Bilam was a great sorcerer, and he knew a lot of tricks, a lot of divine tricks. And he knew that God gets mad every day for 1 second. Now, according to philosophers, God doesn't really get mad, but the Talmud speaks in anthropomorphic terms and says that there is one moment when God gets mad, like 1 millisecond in the day. I think it's modeling for us that, whereas it's impossible to never get angry, but we should only get angry for a millisecond. Now, Bilam knew that millisecond, says the Gemara in Brachos Daf Zayin, and he tried to figure out exactly when that moment was and to curse the Jews. Now, Tosfot asks a question. He says, wait a second. If you try to curse the Jews in a millisecond, you're not going to have much to say. Look, how big a curse if you want to curse the children, you want to curse this, there won't be any time. There's only a millisecond. What are you going to say? He says, you could make one word, you could have a wonderful curse. What word could you use? So Tosfos says, and perhaps it has special significance, he said, kalim, wipe them out, make them go away. We know the word vayichal, that God stopped working by chulu hashamayim, the heavens and the earth stopped. Stop the Jews, make the Jews cease to exist. Kalim. So says Rav Asher Weiss, he says, wait a second. Kalim is the same letters as melech, just backwards. Melech kalim. Kalim, wipe them out. Melech, the king. When you say that God is king, you're countering those forces who want to wipe out the Jews. Why is it countering it? Because, you see, if God wipes out the Jews, God forbid, then there would be no one to crown him as king. We're the ones who say there's one God, there's only one God, no question about it. And we heard him speak to us. We know what he says, and we know what his values are from the Torah. So if God wipes us out, God forbid, then he won't have a nation. We're his nation. We're his people. We're his flock. If he wipes us out, there won't be a flock. Now, if Jews don't recognize God as the flock, then as the shepherd, then maybe God forbid. But since we do, and on Rosh Hashanah we crown God king, and so therefore he doesn't need to wipe us out. He shouldn't wipe us out, because then we can continue to crown God as king. So when we say Melech, we give every reason for God not to kalim. When we say God is king, we give every reason for God not to wipe him out. But it's interesting. If we look in our prayers, we see that we have this notion. For instance, we say every morning, Shomer Goy Kadosh, Shmo Shirim Kadosh, Avad Goy Kadosh, Am Yachdim Shimcha, Shem Elkeinu Shemcha. That Omrim Kadosh Kadosh. That God should remember the nation who says Shema, we say Echad, how God is one, we say the Kedusha. God should remember us, because after all, who's going to say the Shema? If we're not here, who's going to say the Shema? So we have a similar idea. I wanted to add something else. During Yantif, we have an Avinu Malkeinu that's inserted into the bracha of Modim, right before Val Kulam, right after Val Kulam. We say, Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King, Kali Dever V'cher, we should wipe out pestilence and sword, or any kind of wars, and tata, any kind of fighting, takala, any kind of obstacles. All things that are bad should all be wiped out from us and from anybody who's part of the covenant. So he says you should wipe it out. So in other words, we take that same word, the word kaleh, which could, God forbid, be the ultimate curse of Bilam, that one word, one punch curse to wipe out the Jews. And we say, no, you know what we should wipe out? Not the Jews, no. We should wipe out pestilence, wipe out plagues, wipe out pandemics, wipe out illness, wipe out strife, wipe out any sort of bad thing from us, from all the people of the covenant. So that's our prayer, is that, number one, that God should be the king. When God is king, he can't wipe us out because he needs us. There's ein melech b'lo. You can't have a king without a people. We are the people of God, and he needs us, so to speak, in order to be that king. And number two, if there is something that should be wiped out, it's not us, but rather it's all the troubles we hope we shouldn't have any more of. It's all the troubles of the corona we hope will be wiped out. It's all the troubles of those who need a refuah shlema, who are not well. It's all the troubles of those in our daily lives that we have sorrows and things we worry about. We should kaleh, wipe them out, knock them out, get rid of them. Not get rid of the Jews, but get rid of the Jewish problems from us and all those who are good people. So we wish everyone a Shana Tova, Gemar Chatima Tova. Everyone should be sealed in the book of life. And we thank you for joining us here, the Anshe Sfarad Beth Lemeth congregation. Thank you.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein. To learn more, visit asb.org.